Hey guys, what's up? It's Savannah. Welcome back to another episode of My Thoughts Exactly. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Savannah and I am your host of My Thoughts Exactly. And if you're new here, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss an episode. We post weekly here on the podcast every single Friday. You guys are not going to want to miss it. We also upload the video version onto YouTube on Fridays as well. So make sure you are subscribed. And with that being said, you guys, happy Friday. I hope you have had a great week so far. And if you haven't, guess what? It is Friday. It is the weekend. You have made it. And not only that, you guys, it is 2025. Happy New Year. This is the first episode of My Thoughts Exactly in 2025, and I am so excited about it. I am so excited about this new year. I don't know. There's something about the year being 2025. I don't know if it's because it's a 5. It feels powerful. It feels impactful. It feels like it's going to pack a punch, and I am excited for it. And I am looking forward to another great year with all of you guys. I hope you have all had a very fun and safe holiday, or whoever you spent that with, wherever you spent it. I hope you are doing well. I have had such an amazing holiday. I feel so grateful. I have been with my family and have really just been spending a lot of quality time, a lot of wedding planning talk. We are doing all of it. It feels like we had Christmas and then like after Christmas was over, like literally the next day it was like, okay, now we gotta like lock in. We gotta get into gear here for all this wedding planning stuff. We have done dress try-ons. We're looking at venues. It is all in motion. And let me tell you, it's crazy. I went wedding dress shopping for the first time a couple days ago to this place in Nashville. It's called the Bride Room. Definitely recommend if you ever are in the market and looking for it and are here. A really fun experience, and it is such a crazy feeling. I feel like when you first try on dresses, it definitely puts things into perspective. It's like, wow, we're doing this. Not that I didn't think we were before, but it was just crazy. I can't wait. I feel like I need to dedicate an entire episode to talking to you guys all about like my wedding dress shopping. I'm actually going to 2 more bridal salons on Thursday, so the day before you hear this, and I'm going again on Friday, the day that you hear this. So I have 3 more places to go to this week. We're locking in. We're getting everything into gear, and I could not be more thrilled. But I'm so excited to come on and talk to you today just about, I know last year and the year prior to this, we did a lot of episodes regarding the new year. It was like goals, ins and outs, aspirations, what we want, and we didn't do that many this year. We haven't done any this year actually. And so instead of trying to cram in a bunch of random new year episodes, I thought we would come on today, now that we are officially in 2025, and talk about the things that we are leaving in 2024. Not only the things that we're leaving in 2024, but the things that we are bringing into the new year 2025 as well. I have 6 outs and I believe 11 ins. Yes, that is correct. 6 things that are out, 11 things that are in for my 2025. Granted, this list can always be added and adjusted along the way. I feel like 2024 was such a big year in so many ways. Obviously, it's the year I got engaged. It was a great year just, with podcasting and my business and Killer Instinct and My Thoughts Exactly. Like, I feel like there were a lot of changes, lots of growth, and a lot of changes that are upcoming as well. And so there's been a lot going on. It's been the year of like transitions and transformations and evolving. I think that's something that we talked about last year was picking a word of the year. That's something that I used to do with this life coach that I had. And I don't fully remember what my word of the year was going into 2024. I believe it was evolving. And I feel like that's something that we definitely did throughout the year. I feel like I definitely, made major changes in life. I feel like I discovered a lot more about myself. I feel like I evolved a lot personally. I feel like my frontal lobe has like fully developed. I feel like I am in such a space where I don't know, maybe it's not a frontal lobe. Maybe it's just like my seasonal depression being like, I just feel in such a different headspace than I was this time last year. And I'm so excited for the future. And I'm so excited for all of the exciting chapters that are coming up. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, but I feel very much connected to that word evolve and very much, tied to it. And I feel like 2024 really was that year for myself. I hope it was for you as well. And I want to take that word and bring it into 2025 too. I don't really want to necessarily pick a new word, but I want to continue building on that word evolve as well. So not that that's something it's not a part of my ins and outs, but it is something that I'm going to be taking into 2025. And I encourage you guys to pick a couple words that, resonate with you, that you feel like you want to lean into going into the new year. So with that being said, let's get into these ins and outs. I love these types of episodes and these types of videos. I always watch them for my favorite creators because I just think it's really interesting to see what other people are, leaving and taking with them going into the new year. So let's start with the outs, shall we? The first out that I have on my list, the very first one, is being passive. This is what I mean by that. I do not necessarily mean that means I am going to be this super aggressive, loud person, but I've definitely found myself in situations in the past, in 2024, but also just in the past in general, where I have put others' feelings or opinions in front of my own just for the, just for the sake of not having to deal with it. To be quite honest, whether that's not having to deal with the conversation or, not having to put my opinion out there because it contradicts theirs or, just kind of being more kept to myself. And that doesn't mean, because I think that this can be kind of twisted too, it doesn't mean that I want to stop doing that for the sake of my own energy and my own peace. Like that is something that I definitely want to protect, but I have opinions and I have thoughts and I have things that I want to say and things that I should say. And sometimes I feel like I don't because I just don't feel like having the conversation, or I don't feel like explaining my side of things. I don't feel like putting my opinion out there. And so I become passive. I become nonchalant. And granted, there's a difference between not being passive and protecting your own peace. I feel like obviously protecting your peace comes first, but I have opinions and I want to say them and I want to feel proud in them and I want to stand on them. I want to stand on business in 2025. I don't want to, just be passive at the expense of my own feelings. If I have something to say, I want to say it. And that comes along with standing up for myself and putting myself first and all of those things that we talk about that are so important. And I find myself sometimes not doing that because I just think it's easier to not. But if it's easier for me to not stand up for myself and to not prioritize myself, then we have a problem. If it's easier for me to protect my peace, that's different. But if it's easier for me to put myself second or not prioritize myself, that's when we have to kind of reevaluate. So I'm done being passive. I'm not going to be passive in 2025. And I think that might come, I don't know if that's going to come as a shock to some of you. I don't know. Maybe I do come off as opinionated. Maybe I don't. I feel like on here, obviously it's just me talking about my thoughts and opinions. The podcast is quite literally called My Thoughts Exactly. But I definitely feel like in my personal relationships, in my personal life and my day-to-day interactions, oftentimes I don't have the energy to talk. I don't have the energy to put my feelings and thoughts forward. I would say I'm a good communicator. I think I'm a very good communicator, actually. But I just think that sometimes when it comes to my opinions, just about life and things in general, I oftentimes just don't really speak my mind and speak my own. And I want to be able to do that and feel confident in them. And it's okay to have differing opinions from other people. It's okay to have different thoughts. It's what makes us human. It's what makes us, the society that we live in is we all have different thoughts and opinions, and that's okay. And I want to feel more comfortable and confident in sharing my own. So that's something that I want to work on. The second out that I have for 2025 is procrastination. I am such a procrastinator. Granted, I do think I work very well under pressure. However, just with like little things, it's not even as much like career-wise. I don't think I'm a procrastinator when it comes to my career, but I do think that I'm a procrastinator when it comes to things around the house or like cleaning my closet or doing the laundry or straightening up the kitchen. Like I'm a procrastinator when it comes to that because I'm always like, oh, I'll get get to it. I'll get to it. I'll do it. But what I want to focus on is like when something needs to be done right then and there. If I have the second to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to stop what I'm going to do, or I'm going to stop what I'm doing if it can be stopped, and I'm going to focus on it. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to get things done rather than waiting for the right time, because I can make it the right time, and the right time can be then to do these little things. So again, that's more so pertaining to like the house and my living space and things like that. I just find that sometimes like I just don't, like if there's something that needs to be done, like if there's like, for example, I have like the Christmas gifts that we got over Christmas, some of them are still sitting at the bottom of the stairs. They need to be brought upstairs. They need to be put away. That's the procrastination I'm talking about, where I'm like, it's sitting there right now. Oh, I'll get to it in a couple days. I'll get to it after the holidays. For example, I need to clean my freaking office. I still have an advent calendar behind me right now. And I told myself, oh, I'll just get to it tomorrow. I want to be able to like take the moment and be like, no, let's do this now. Like, let's put this away now. Like, let's do myself a favor. Let's do future me a favor and just get it done. That's what I'm talking about. And that rolls in to the next out that I have, and that is clutter. I do not want clutter in 2025. I have found that the space that you have is a reflection and a mirror of you and your internal self and your mindset. And I want my mindset to reflect organization and tidiness, and just I don't want to be looking at clutter. I don't know if I told you guys, I think I did. I believe it was in like October or September. My mom came into town and we did a deep clean of the entire house, and I did not realize how much shit I had. I think I actually told you guys, like, I think I'm a hoarder. Like, I truly think that I am a hoarder. We had giant trash bags of just like stuff that I always just hold on to because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll need it one day. And just things that just did not need to be in here, and they were cluttered. And I didn't realize once it was gone how much lighter I felt, and how much it was a reflection of my inner, like my mindset, because I just felt like I was running at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I felt like nothing was organized. I felt like I was kind of like running around with my head cut off. Like that's kind of the mindset that I was going in and day out. And then we did this declutter and I was like, oh my God, I feel so much lighter. I feel like I have so much more control over my life. It's just a weird correlation that I was not expecting, but it's definitely something that I want to have a good grip on going into 2025. I want to be able to really, take care of things that need to get taken care of. Declutter. I think every 3 months, I'm going to pick a day and have a declutter. I'm going to declutter the kitchen. I'm going to declutter my closet, go give things to Goodwill, the women's shelters, like really just focus on getting things out, because I don't think you realize how much weight and just energy the things that you keep in your house carry. Like I have, for example, I'm staring at a lamp in my office right now. I have had this lamp for 5 years. I've had it for as long as I've lived in Nashville. I haven't lived here 5 years. I think I've lived here 3. I have had this lamp for 3 years. It does not work. It has not worked for the past 2 years that I have lived in this house. Why do I have it? I don't know. I need to get rid of it. Things like that. Get it out, declutter. I don't want to have all of this heavy energy around me. I want to feel light and just, I don't want to deal with it. So we're decluttering, and we are going to focus on an every 3 month declutter and an every 3 month reset. So that's going to be something like cleaning out the bathrooms, closet clean out. I have so many clothes. I feel like now, again, the frontal lobe is developing. I think I just have a lot of clothes that I just am not interested in wearing anymore. That was for a different era, a different time in my life. I want to get rid of those. I just want to be very intentional about the things that I have, and I want to get rid of the things that no longer serve me. This goes into the next one. Number 4, overconsumption. I do not want to be a victim of overconsumption anymore in 2025. I feel like I definitely have been. I think that as a society, we have the access that we have to quite literally anything at our fingertips at the snap of a finger is crazy. The fact that I could go online right now and I could order anything I wanted, go on Amazon. I could order whatever I wanted and I can have it here in 3 hours. That is crazy, or less. I can get my groceries delivered. I could have a Sephora Instacarted to my house right now. That's crazy. I definitely feel like I fell victim of overconsumption, and that's what led to a lot of the clutter that I had. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be so much more intentional with the things that I'm purchasing and what I'm buying, and, not be so concerned about the trends and, oh, this is what's in for this season. And sometimes that's fun and it's fun to dabble in that, but to know that there's a limit to it all, that's important. So I don't want to be victim of overconsumption anymore. Number 5, this one, okay. I don't know if this one's going to resonate with anyone else. I feel like 2024, well, I do think in the start of 2024, everyone was like mob wife mentality. Like that was kind of the thing on TikTok that was trending. They were like, clean girl is out, mob wife is in. I don't think that lasted very long. I think that everyone who wanted that kind of resorted back to like the clean girl aesthetic. Maybe not, but I saw a lot of it. I did not see as much mob wife as I was expecting to in 2024. I think I saw a lot of clean girl. I am not a clean girl. And I don't mean that like aesthetic, or I do mean that aesthetically, but what I don't mean that like in my house. My house is clean. It has clutter, but it's clean. I just mean the clean girl aesthetic, the Hailey Bieber aesthetic, that kind of vibe. I am not that. I will never be that. I don't like the way that I look when I try to be a clean girl. It's not for me. And I'm not going to pretend that it is anymore. So what is out for me in 2025? Trying to be a clean girl. I am not a clean girl. I like to wear my 2016 makeup in my hoodies and my sweatpants and not go to solid core and not go do Pilates and not go to my 6 a.m. workout class. I'm not interested in it. It is not for me. I like to, like I said, wear my 2016 makeup in my hoodies and my sweatpants and my black Uggs. And I go to my trainer twice a week and I do my workouts in my gym. And that's what I like to do. That's what I like to do. And I'm not saying this to yell at you, obviously, because you did not do anything, but I'm telling this to myself because I think the bigger picture here is I was trying to conform myself. Is that the word? I think I was just trying to conform to a picture and a version of me that does not exist, or it does exist. I just don't like it. I don't like her. I'm not happy in that version of myself. I like what I like, and I'm standing on that. And I think that that's the bigger picture here. I'm not trying to be someone that, it's the trend in society to be the clean girl. Okay, you can have it. I'm good. Have your clean girl. I definitely think that I wouldn't even say, I don't know what my aesthetic is called. I'm just not a clean girl, and that's okay. I'm not with like the fake freckles and the really tinted moisturizer that's barely there. Like, I love that for you if that is your journey. It is not mine, and I need to stop pretending that it is. I'm telling that to myself. So being a clean girl, it's out for me in 2024. Next one. This is the last out that I have. The out is my phone and social media consumption. I have a sick obsession with this thing. I am constantly on it. I have noticed it more so lately. I don't know if it's because like the holidays, I don't know why that would make a difference for me, but I'm constantly on my phone. I'm constantly on TikTok. I am constantly on Instagram. I'm scrolling. I'm not sure what I'm scrolling anymore. I've gotten to the point where the TikTok algorithm will show me TikToks that I've already seen. It's a problem. I need to lock this in a box and go touch some grass outside because I am so glued to that thing and I just need to not be. The social media consumption that I have, I just don't think is healthy. And the thing is I don't think it's really any much more than the average person. I don't think, but it's too much for me. Like, I find myself way too controlled by screens and technology, and I think a lot of that just pertains to my job too. Like, I'm constantly like on the computer for Killer Instinct. I'm constantly doing research. I'm constantly watching documentaries. I'm constantly glued to my computer, and if I'm not doing that, I have my phone. When I'm getting ready to film, I'm watching something on my phone. I'm constantly, before I go to bed, I'm scrolling aimlessly on TikTok. That shit, we need to cut it out, and we need to cut it out now. So that is what I'm stopping in 2025. We're not doing that again. We're going to have a healthy relationship with social media consumption. I don't know what that is yet. I will get back to you, but that is going to be something that I am going to prioritize in 2025. Okay. With that all being said, let's move on to the ins of 2025. And I really like this first one. This first one I'm excited about. The first in that I have is investing. I want to invest in 2025. And what I mean by that, I mean that all across the board. I want to invest in myself. I want to invest in my future. I want to invest in the experiences that I have. I want to invest more on the quality time that I'm spending with people. I want to invest more on meaningful memories than, just clicking buy now or add to cart. Like, I just feel like something that I've learned recently over the past, couple years is the importance of time well spent, and the importance of quality time, and the importance of, you never can get back time, and you can never remake memories, and the time that we have right now is so precious, and I want to make sure that I am spending my time well. I want to spend time with my family. I want to, invest where I can and so that's what I mean, like investing time. So that's like that portion of it, but also like investing in myself and really making conscious, intentional choices that I can make to invest in myself, just in my day-to-day life, but also in my future, looking into investment properties. That's something that I really started doing in 2024. One of my goals for 2025 or early 2026 is to purchase my first investment property. That's something that I can do a whole separate episode about, but that's something that I really want to look into. Along with that, when talking just about, my future and my experiences, like investing in vacations rather than, the clutter that just piles up in my house. I feel like I heard someone say this one time, and it's so true. It's like, you can always remake the money. You can always remake money. You can never get back experiences, and you can never get back, memories that you make with people, or you can never remake them, is what I'm saying. So that's just a mindset that I want to have going into 2025. And I think that will really help with my overconsumption and the clutter and the buy now and all of that. Like, that's something that I would so much rather spend my money on, is experiences and my investing in, really fundamental things for myself and for my future and for the people that I love. So that's the first investing in all of the ways. The next one, reading. In 2023, got back into reading, and I loved it. I was all into Colleen Hoover. I read Verity. I read It Ends With Us. I got into Frida. I don't know what her last name is, but she did the Housemaids series, I believe that's what it's called. I loved those books. I want to get back into reading because I absolutely loved it. I just have strayed away from it. I don't know if I need to get a Kindle. I don't know what I need to do. That might not help with my electronic consumption, but I definitely want to get back into reading because it was a really nice escape for me. It was nice to just kind of remove myself from, again, social media, but just also kind of, it was just good for my brain and good for my mental health. So I want to start reading again. Please leave your book recommendations because I will be needing them. The third that I have for 2025 is organization. Again, that goes in with the out of clutter, but organization. I bought a planner from Target. We're going to keep each other accountable. Okay. I bought a planner from Target. I'm going to use it. I have always struggled with using planners. I'm going to try and make 2025 the year of the planner. I'm going to try and do it this year. Planners, recipe journals. I want to start being intentional with what I'm doing. I want to really start organizing my life and really just getting into a place where not everything has to stay up here because there's a lot going on up here and it's not always great. And so it'd be nice to just be able to clear up some space in there and just have everything written down of what needs to be done. To-do lists, calendars, all of it. Have it in a planner and use it. Same with the recipe journal. I really want to start focusing. If you guys don't know, I love to bake. I love to cook. Sometimes I like a good crock pot recipe. I also love good pasta. I want to start creating a recipe journal or just buy one and, write down the recipes and just start using it. I think that would be great and have all my recipes in one place. I want everything to have a place and everything to know where it needs to go. That's important for me. So organizing is going to be a big one. I want, my pajamas to have a drawer, my workout clothes to have a drawer, everything. And I can do that. It can get there. I just need to dedicate the time to make that happen. So organizing. The fourth that I have for 2024 is saying no. That's a big one. I found in this is an in for 2025, but what I found in 2024 is that I was constantly saying yes to everything, and it was a problem. I don't remember if I need to go back in my last year's ins and outs episode. I don't remember if saying yes was on that list, but if it was, I sure held myself to that. I was saying yes to everything, and I more so mean just like social plans. Like I was saying yes to absolutely everything, and it like, oh my gosh, my mental was not okay. It got to a point where, and the thing is that this is not, I love my friends. I love my friends so much. And I'm so grateful to have friends who I can see and go grab a drink with or go grab dinner with. But what I was realizing is like every week I was having like 3 or 4 dinners or 3 or 4 get-togethers, and like I have several friends here in Nashville, but they are all in different friend groups, so it's not like, oh, we can just all get together on one night and like I see everyone. It was like I was seeing multiple different people every week, which was great, but it was also exhausting. I had no time to recharge my social battery, and I am not someone who has a long-lasting social battery. Mine runs out very, very quickly. So because of that, I really struggled because I was constantly saying yes. And the thing is that I wanted to do it. Like in the moment when I get asked to do these things, like, do you want to go to dinner? Yeah, I want to go to dinner. Let's do it. But then the day of dinner comes and I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. And it becomes this whole thing. It's a mental battle in my mind. I still go and I have a good time, but my social battery drains. And then I would wake up and I would do it again the next day because I would say yes to someone else. So this year we're saying no, and we're saying no to protect our peace. We're saying no to protect our social battery, and we're saying no just to protect my sanity. And that might seem very dramatic, and it probably is, but there was just so many times where I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like, but I don't like disappointing people. And so I don't like canceling on them. If I don't have to cancel, I'm not going to cancel. And so I would still go, but I would it would take everything in me to get there. It really, really would. And so saying no when I want to say no is what I'm focusing on. Having boundaries and protecting myself is what I'm focusing on. The next one, number 5. I love this one. Good wine. I love wine, and I love the finer things in life sometimes. And wine is one of those things. And that goes along with the investments. Investing in myself means investing in good experiences. And if that experience is having wine, then I am investing in good wine. That's what I am deciding. That's what we're doing. I think last year it was in the vlogs that I was doing. I was on a mission to find the best cheap wine at Trader Joe's. And one of you called me out and you were like, why are you doing this? Like, you were like, why are you having a $5 bottle of wine? You don't need to do that. And the thing is, you're right. Like, that's just, you're right. You're right. I don't. I can have a nice $30 bottle of wine, $40 bottle of wine. We can go higher. I can enjoy a good bottle of wine and not have to deal with the horrible hangover I will receive from a $5 bottle of wine. It's just not necessary. Like, you don't get a cookie or a gold star for having the cheapest wine. Like, just have good wine. Life's too short to not have good wine. So in 2025, we're having good wine. Mark my words. Number 6, darker tones in home decor. That is something that I've really been leaning into in the end of 2024. Up until about, the beginning of 2024, I was very much into the light tones. Light carpets, light sofas, very beachy, modern, like kind of vibe. Then I got a Bernese Mountain Dog and realized very quickly you can't do that. And also I think my own personal taste has strayed away from that. So I'm much more into the moodier, more romantic, deeper tones when pertaining to my home. And so I already have a vision board for how I'm going to redo my room, or Hayden and I's room, in 2025. That goes along with investing in myself. Hello. But I really am loving the darker, richer tones, the character. I like character. I don't want white cabinets anymore. I don't have them here now. But when looking for a house, I don't want white cabinets. I want character. So that's something that we're going to focus on. And by the way, I love a good white cabinet, don't get me wrong, but it's just not in my ends of 2025. Okay. Number 7, taking supplements and being consistent and intentional about them. I'm scared to go through my supplement cabinet with you guys because honestly, I have so many supplements in there. I could not tell you why I have so many, and I do not take any of them. Any of them. I'm so bad. I need to be more consistent with my supplements. I don't know why this is so difficult for me. I think part of it is because a lot of these supplements that I'm trying to take, they're like, take 6 pills a day. That's a lot. Are we not going to talk about? That's a lot. That's a lot to ask of me. And I don't know what it is. My stomach has become a lot more sensitive this year. I used to never be someone that like threw up very regularly. Sorry, TMI, but like my nausea level has amped up so much, and it is very easy for me to get sick, like nauseous. So I don't like taking 6 pills at once. Even taking 3 pills is a lot for me. So I just need to get to a space where either A, I figure out how I'm able to do that without feeling like I'm going to quite literally just shoot it all back up, or I need to get to a point where I am just, more intentional about the pills that I'm taking and the supplements that I'm taking, and really just like not take them because it's trendy, someone on TikTok told me I should take this. No, I need to figure out what works best for me, what my body needs, and go from there. That's what I have to say. Number 8, this goes up with this matches the first out of 2024, the first out of 2025. But the in for 2025 is having opinions and speaking your mind. Again, just very important. It's very important to have opinions. It's very important to just say what you need to say. And again, that doesn't mean you have to be like crazy, aggro and aggressive and like screaming at people, but you have opinions and that's okay. And you should say them sometimes. Okay. Number 9, therapy. Therapy is so in for 2025. I actually don't think I told you guys this, but I recently started therapy again. I started it in the beginning of December. I have my second appointment in a week, and I'm so excited. I can't tell you guys how good it felt to just go in and just talk. I was like, I just need a third party. I just need to talk to someone who does not know anyone that I know, who can sit there and just listen. And I did, if you don't know my experiences with therapy, I've been in therapy since the 5th grade. That's when I started, and it was for anxiety, and I've been on and off ever since then. From 5th grade to about 9th grade, I was in therapy, and then got back into it when I dropped out of college, and went to a couple different therapists. And then I was also in it in high school a little bit, like 11th grade, 12th grade. And then I, after, dropped out of college, got back into it. And then I started meeting with a life coach shortly after that. So lots of different therapists along the way, but started meeting with a life coach, was on and off with her until about last year. And she was great, loved her, but I just got to a point where I didn't need as much life coaching. I just need to talk to someone. I just need to talk. And, so I started up therapy again, and I'm really excited about it. And that is such an in for me in 2025. I just feel like there is no harm in therapy. I think that everyone can benefit from it. And I think that is something that, again, it just goes along with investing in yourself mentally. Like, it's so important. To prioritize your mental health is so, so important. And I know for me personally, if I'm not good mentally, like I just can't show up as the best version of myself in any other facet for anyone else in my life. So that's why it's really important for me to prioritize me in that sense. So that's why therapy is an in. Next one, having a good diet and eating more whole foods. I don't mean the grocery store. I mean like focusing on eating more, like not as much like snacks and processed foods, like eating more whole, nutritious foods. That's something that's really, really a priority for me in 2025. I told you guys, if you watched the vlogs a couple months ago, I was having some heart issues. or I wasn't evidently, but I thought I was because I was having all these chest pains. The chest pains have subsided. They have died down like extremely, which I'm so grateful for. One of the things that my cardiologist was telling me is that I should get on a Mediterranean style diet, which essentially is just eating more whole foods. And I haven't been doing a great job of it, honestly, just haven't. I think I really started going, she told me that in October, and then like the holidays just rolled around, and it's like, I'm just not going to focus on my Mediterranean style diet right now. But it's just something that I really want to prioritize in 2025, just being healthy with my supplements and, you know, the diet that I'm having and nutrition and all of the things I think is really, really important. So that's a big one for me. And then last but not least, number 11, an in for 2025. Early bedtimes and early wake up calls. This is a big one. I have found, so when I think I told you guys, well, I definitely told you guys, I was fostering puppies a couple weeks ago. And with puppies, if you don't know, they wake you up very early. They wake you up multiple times a night. They wake you up early. If you have a baby, I'm sorry, I'm not even gonna like try and compare, but like puppies wake you up early. And so I was waking up much earlier than I normally would. Typically, I wake up around 8. With these puppies, I was waking up like 6:30, sometimes even before that, like 6:30. And I would be awake for the day. And I realized in that time frame how much more I get done. I get so much more done throughout the day. Like I could get done with so much work before 9 if I wake up at that time. And granted, do I think it needs to be an everyday thing? No, because I do like myself and I would like to sleep a little bit more. I'm not going to try and torture myself for no good reason. But I do think maybe during the weekdays, having an earlier wake up and an earlier bedtime would be very beneficial for me. Just to be able to get more things done throughout the day, not feel as sluggish the next morning. And if I want to sleep in on the weekend, that's a different story. But during the week, I think that that's something that I definitely want to prioritize. So that is a big one for me as well. But that, you guys, is it. Those are my ins and outs for 2025. I'm so excited for this new year. I feel like it's going to be amazing. I'm filming this on December 31st, actually. So this is the last official day of 2024. And that's crazy to say. It's been a crazy, crazy year. I cannot wait for next year. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm, eager to see what's to come. I think it's going to be a great year and I can't wait to take it on with you guys. So let me know what your ins and outs are for the year. And yeah, with that being said, you guys, that's all for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of My Thoughts Exactly. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, download, 5-star review, all of the things. I'll be back next week for a brand new one. Happy New Year, you guys. Happy 2025. I love you. I'll see you then. Bye, guys.